Okay, guys, Tony here. So I'm going to do a comparison between the two platforms that I'm now involved with, both very similar. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to play favoritism to either one. There's a reason that I joined each one, and I'm going to explain the main differences, the similarities, and you can make a decision. You know, if you want to decide one or the other, maybe this will help you. Me personally, I believe strongly in diversification. So the bottom line is, to me, they're both solid, they're both legit, they're both trading. So I basically split up my risk capital into both of them. So the way I see it, if something were to happen, forbid, 6 months down the road, a year down the road, uh, to one of them, the other one would carry the weight and then some. So again, diversification is key, no matter how strongly you believe in any one of these. There's a lot of good things I'm going to say about both of these. So I'm not going to go into detail as far as the platform itself and how they operate, because that's what the informational videos are for. The company information. Okay, I'm basically just going to compare the two because these are my two primary companies and those that I'm involved with. And those of you that have known me for a long time, you will know that I have not promoted any company in a long time, several years. So the fact that not only did I find one, but two solid crypto trading, in this case, platforms is just remarkable. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Now, the two platforms I'm comparing are the Aurum versus Polar Tensor. Um, Again, side by side comparison. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I do want to stress I have to do my CYA statement here to use risk capital only, discretionary income only. That is so very important. I know you guys hear it all the time. Don't, invest what you can't afford to lose, but there's nothing truer than that statement. So no matter what, make sure it's not going to change your lifestyle if something were to happen to your funds. Okay, no matter how great this sounds, just make sure again you're using risk capital only. Now the launch date on the two. So with Aurum's been around a lot longer, basically a year and a half, September of 2024. So they have a lot more history to go by. Uh, Nothing but great things to say about them. The CEO behind it. The live trading, everything. Now, Polar Tensors is the company itself, as far as going public, is relatively new. It's only been around just shy of a month now, around February of 2026. It's now March, towards the end of March, so it's only been about a month, approximately. Okay. However, they have been trading on Binance for 2 years. In fact, the CEO, his account, he basically took his account, and it's been proven from 2 million, 2 million to 2 million to 102 million or something like that in 2 years. It's actually up to around 160 something million right now in 2 years. So that's approximately 50, um, yeah, approximately 50 to one, a little bit more than 50 to one in 2 years' time, which is pretty amazing. Now, trading days. Okay, so the main difference is with Aurum, it trades 7 days a week. It is crypto trading. Both of them are indeed crypto trading. But with Aurum, it's 7 days a week because, as you know, there's crypto trading never stops. However, with Polar Tensor, it is 5 days a week. Why is it only 5 days a week? Because basically the way that they trade, there's not enough liquidity to do the trades over the weekend. It's just more than likely they'd be taking losses or barely seeing any profit, if at all. So it's just not worth it. So they trade Monday through Friday, um, 5 days a week. Okay, and I'll go into the style of trading next here. So as I mentioned, they're both crypto trading. In fact, they're both spot trading. Now, you guys, this is very important because there's a lot of crypto trading. Well, there's a lot of scams out there, but even legitimate ones that use leverage. And the nice thing with leverage is, yeah, you can make a lot of money fast. But the downside is you can also blow an account and lose all of your money just as easily or faster. Okay, because you're using leverage. With this is purely spot trading. If they're whatever coin they're trading, if it goes up 1%, you profit 1%. If it goes down 1%, you're only down 1%. Very, very safe trading. The main difference between the two, since they're both spot trading, is with Polar Tensor, it is like if you're familiar with an HFT is. There's a lot of HFT trading with Forex. It basically stands for high frequency trading, where you can see anywhere from 20 to as high as 40 to 50,000 little trades in a 24-hour period. 30 to 40,000, actually 20 to 40,000 trades in a day. Little micro trades over and over and over, taking just tiny little bits out of the market. Okay, so that's the difference between the two. Aurum is just pure spot trading, and Polar Tensor is HFT, high frequency trading. As far as compounding, okay, now this is another big difference. With Aurum, the nice thing about Aurum is it will compound. Not only are you trading 7 days a week, but you're actually compounding your earnings daily. So whatever your previous balance is, you're getting the earnings on that entire balance in the following day. Okay, so you're compounding daily. Now with Polar Tensor, the compounding is done weekly. However, well, I'm going to go into it on the next slide here. It's pretty much turns out to be the same as far as the profits go, anyways. But we'll go ahead right here, average monthly returns. So Aurum is anywhere from around 10.5 to 16.5% per month, and that basically depends on how much you come in with. They have different packages. Very similar with Polar Tensor. The more you come in with, the more it's going to the bigger percentage. It works a little bit differently with Polar Tensor. It goes with their performance fee. It goes from 50%, where it's a 50-50 split, all the way down to as low as 20%, meaning you keep 80%, they take 20%, an 80-20 split, where you keep the lion's share. Like me personally, I'm at a 70. Actually, I'll be at a 70-30 split in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Right now it's 65-35. It's a 35% performance fee. And then once I hit the next level again in a couple weeks from now, it'll be a 30% performance fee. So I'll keep 70% of the profits, which is around a 15% on average net. That's net, not gross, but net. So the bottom line is both of these are about the same. One thing I didn't mention, again, you get this in the company information if you didn't know already, but it's a $100 minimum with both of them. Actually, with Aurum, it's 120. They have a yearly $20 yearly fee, and then $100 minimum for the AI trading. Polar Tensor is $100 minimum. Okay. Now the deposit term. This is one thing. Another thing that they're pretty different. Okay. It's a 12-month term with Aurum. You put your funds in, and it's basically, I don't want to say it's locked in, but if you don't want any withdrawal fees or anything like that, then you want to write out the term for 12 months. If you do want to take out early, it's a 35% early withdrawal fee. So basically, after 3 months, you're in profit. Even if you took a withdrawal, you wouldn't really lose anything. But of course, we're here to make profits. But if you had an emergency or something like that, you could do it. Another thing with Aurum is every time you compound, those compounded earnings uh, start their own new 1-year contract, basically. Okay. Now with Polar Tensor, it's a little bit different. Um, so there's pros and cons with both. With Polar Tensor, when you put your deposit in, they have a 10% licensing fee that comes out of your upfront out of your deposit. So you're starting with 90% of your deposit instead of the full 100%. However, there's no locking period. You can take partial or all of your funds out at any time. There is a 10% fee in the first 12 months. It's a lot less than 35, it's 10%. So basically, after a couple weeks, just a few weeks, you would be at break even or in profit. To where if you took a withdrawal, you wouldn't more than likely wouldn't lose anything. Okay, so 10% on the first 12 months, 5% the second 12 months, which is basically nothing. That's just a week and a half's earnings or something like that. So those are the main differences with your deposit. Again, pros and cons with both. Okay, I'm not playing favoritism here. Like I said, I joined them each for a reason. Now, miscellaneous, just a couple little add-on things. And you guys, there's a lot of things that I missed, especially with Aurum. I mean, the list goes on. So this is by no means meant to give you all the information to join. You need to get that information from the company presentation itself. This is if you're looking at the two and you want to know the differences, um, whether you join both of them or just one of them, just so you know the main differences. Okay. With Aurum, if you're in the USA currently, you need to use a VPN, which is no big deal. They are working on being fully, just completely compliant where you don't need a VPN or anything like that. But in the meantime, if you're in the USA, you just get a free VPN or something like that, use it to log in, and there's no issues whatsoever. Another thing, and now with Polar Tensor, I didn't put it here, but there's no VPN needed, so you don't need a VPN with Polar Tensor, only with ARM. Okay. Now, another couple of things here with Aurum is they have their own exchange. That's huge. They have their own exchange. As far as I know, it's up and running. Okay, if it's not, it will be. Like, I mean, we've seen it in action. You can see it in action in the presentation. They also have their own debit card, which is pretty neat. And another thing they have is, I believe this is through the exchange, is where you can do staking in a bunch of different coins, like 10 or 12 different coins. Again, you can see this in the presentation. And they pay up to as high as like 19% per year for the staking. And what's amazing with the staking is you're not locking up your funds. You literally can put your funds in one day and need it the next day and unlock it. Well, it's not even locked, but take your crypto out the next day. You just wouldn't earn anymore. But you're earning daily on the staking for as long as your money is in the exchange, and that's so they can use it for liquidity in the exchange. Okay. Again, I know I'm missing a lot of stuff. These are the basics. Polar Tensor, one very important thing here that separates it not only from Aurum, but from any other crypto platform or company out there, period. And I have to be careful what I say about this, but and you can get this in the presentation, but they have asset protection on the funds. This is by a third party. And basically, if there's any fraudulent activity going on, or let's say there's a rug pull, forbid, although everybody's been vetted completely, if there's any kind of a hack of the funds, the actual capital is protected. Okay, and you can get all that information on the presentation because walk a thin line there to make sure I don't say too much on video. Okay, but that's it, you guys. Those are the main differences between the two. Again, I strongly encourage, not financial advice by no means, but I encourage to diversify. So whatever you have of disposable income to put into them, perhaps you would split it up. Now, whether it's 50-50, 60-40, or all into one, that is completely up to you. It is your money. Um, don't shoot the messenger kind of thing. Okay, guys, that's it in this video. Hopefully this helps. And as always, reach out to me if you have any questions.